Hi, I'm Mr. Cash, and I'm going to walk you through how to check reading goals and how kids can take quizzes on the books that they're reading through the Renaissance Place or Accelerated Reader system. So I'm going to share my screen. First place the kids want to go is to ClassLink. So if you come up here to this home icon, this will bring you to the ClassLink page. Students want to come and click on Renaissance Place right here. The RL stands for Renaissance Learning. Uh, it's RenPlace. RenPlace is just the easiest name to remember. Students will then come here to this login screen. Okay. When they log in, they'll come here and they'll see a few options. So Star Reading, Star Math, and Accelerated Reader. Star Reading is the system for kids to take computerized comprehension tests. We do that periodically throughout the year. And that gives us just one piece of data about where students are reading and how we can help them with their reading. And it helps us when we're setting goals over here. So kids will tell you about star reading. They'll tell you about their star reading test, what scores they received on that. That's the information that we get from that test, and this is where they would take it. When kids come in to take a test on a book, they're going to come in here to Accelerated Reader. When you click on Accelerated Reader, it'll show up like this. It'll give them the opportunity to type in the title of a book. So they could type in something like Harry Potter, and it will give them a search, and it'll bring up all of the different Harry Potter books. So if you can look here, they found 56 items here. So if you were looking for a particular book, you might have a better chance looking up the quiz number. So kids can take quizzes on any books that are kids' books. The books here that I have in my classroom all have quizzes on them. There are tons of books in the school library, books that kids have at home, find at the store, find at the public library. Almost any kid's book is going to have a quiz. I use these quizzes just to monitor whether kids are actually reading books and understanding what they read. The grade they get on the quiz is not the grade they get in the grade book. All I'm doing in the grade book is giving them credit for earning a certain number of points, and we'll talk about that in just a second. So when a kid reads, they pick their own independent books, and they can come here into this system and take a quiz. Usually the quiz is about 10 questions. Longer books will have maybe 20 questions, and real short books will have about 5 questions. So it's just a check to make sure that kids are actually reading the books and that they are understanding what they're reading. Kids can come and click on this progress trophy up here. When they click on that, they're going to find a bunch of information about their reading goals and about the work that they've completed. So if a kid comes here, they're going to see first up here at the top, this purple bar is showing how much of the quarter has already passed. So we're not quite at the halfway point of the quarter yet. And there's all of this time remaining to meet goals. As we scroll down, this section here is about points. Each book has a number of points based on the number of words in the book and also the level of the book. So uh, if a kid reads a Harry Potter book, they're really long books, versus a short book on whales, they're going to have different numbers of points because they have different numbers of words in them. So I can't tell a kid you need to read 3 books this quarter because all books are not created equal. Some are very short, some are very long. So we use the point system, and that makes sure they are getting through a certain number of words each quarter. And they can do that with 12 books or they can do that with 2 books. And that's going to be the same. So the point goal will show up over here, and over here this shows how many points the kid has already earned. Down here, this is going to show the range of books that a kid can read. So based on that star test that I was talking about earlier, kids will receive a grade equivalency, their current grade of reading. And the idea is if a kid is reading at a fourth grade level, reading a kindergarten book is not going to help them to become a better reader, and reading a college book is not going to help them to become a better reader. If they read books that are close to where their independent level is right now, then those books will help them to become a better reader. That's practice within that range that's going to be beneficial for kids. So this down here, this stands for zone of proximal development. I tell the kids they don't need to understand that, but what it's basically is this is their zone or their range of books. So they should be selecting books in these levels. So if you're concerned that your kid is reading a book that maybe seems a little too easy or a little too hard, this is where you can check that and see what range of scores they should be reading. Down here, this will tell them all sorts of information about, what they've read so far, how many words they've read in the quarter, that kind of piece. If a kid comes up here and they click on completed work, this will give a list of all the tests that kids have taken over all of the years they've been part of this system. It'll show the books, the covers of the books, it'll show the score they got on the quiz. So if you want to check and see what your kid is reading or how they've been doing on their quizzes, this is where you can come and check that as well. So I hope that was a helpful walkthrough. Uh, just to summarize again, kids are going to come here into ClassLink. They'll click on this home icon. They'll click on RenPlace. They have their login information. Once they log in, most of the information is going to be here in Accelerated Reader, but the kids do in class take this star reading test when the teacher assigns it. When they go into Accelerated Reader, they can type in the title of the book if they want to take a quiz, or they can come over here to Progress. If they come over here to Progress, it will show all of this information about their goals and what it is that they're working on and how far they've made it. By the end of the quarter, by this time this purple bar is getting towards the end, students should have their goal getting close here to the end. So this is a way that you can track and see if your child's falling behind or if they're on track to meet their reading goal. Uh, as with anything else, if you guys have any questions, feel free to contact me here at the school. Thanks.